What's up? I'm gonna finish brewing some coffee here. And then we're probably gonna get into some. But, but while I wait for my coffee here, probably, probably eat like a donut or something. And we can talk about a few things while I eat my donut and wait for my coffee to finish brewing. So, yeah. Oh. Dessert first. I'm gonna make some actual food. I don't know. We'll see. Dessert first, though. This looks really good. Get it all over my hands if I touch it. So, I'm actually brewing coffee for my Yeti. I'm not brewing it for at the moment because I have a drink. I'm brewing it for a little bit once we get streaming. But anyway, we gotta I gotta I need to continue a bunch of different things, but Elden Ring is like most present in my mind. Um, I do love the game. I am aware too that like it's okay for some of you guys that kind of secretly need to get tips and stuff like that, but kind of don't want to own up to it. Um, I think that's kind of what a lot of people do. Um, and I'm reasonable and I understand that. So, like, I get that nobody is going to be a streamer and implicitly want to just give their audience to somebody else because they got some tips from them on how to play a game. Because that's how their audience works. They're going to be like, oh, okay, so you got everything you know from. I understand that. I get it. I always have. But again, a lot of what we do here on this channel um, originally was. A lot of what I do is to talk about the nonsense and why you want to play a game and how to play it and have fun with it. That's a lot of what I do with my gaming. And why I enjoy a game and why it's not enjoyable anymore or something like that. Um, but you really need to take a step back and look at what it means to be basically a gamer in the modern gaming realm. Essentially everything that's going on with trying to basically make everything Dark Souls without making it Dark Souls, the thing we were talking about the other day. I do recognize that I have this ability to kind of go into a game, see everything that's wrong with it like right away, and talk about it, and then also play the game kind of well. You know what I mean? Like not I'm not like the best gamer in the world or anything like that, but like obviously better coordination than quite a bit than some. We all know I have a natural talent for shooters. We all know that. Um, um, some of the games I spent the most time playing growing up were games where I was moving fast and had to make split-second decisions. Driving games, Sonic, things like that, platformers like that. So anyway, that's why I have those abilities. Just like, for example, Asmund poured all his time into World of Warcraft. So like, in comparison, like for example, if he pours all his time into World of Warcraft, he's gonna be like really good at immediately understanding systems and stuff like that are loosely based on what they did with those games over the years, because that's what a lot of gaming is now, is based on what we did with stuff early on. I'm trying to recreate that nostalgia. That's all we're trying to do. Some do it right, and then you wind up with a gem. I personally think Elden Ring was kind of like a nod to that Skyrim sort of genre, like all those games that are those open world map games. Like just a nod to it, sort of like recognize where it came from, and what we got out of this, and their way of essentially kind of doing that with gaming, sort of doing what Elder Scrolls did, and Skyrim and stuff like that, and just doing it with that universe, essentially, because Dark Souls isn't. Yeah, I mean, like, Dark Souls isn't really like that. It's not open. Not really. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then fast travel, fast travel, fast travel. So yeah, I mean, it's open, but it's not like expansive. You can't like see, like as far as the eye can see, sort of stuff. And yeah, that's what a lot of us like, and that's what I talked about with that concept of loving the Fallout games. The first like going from Fallout 2 to 3. Just like GTA 2 to 3. Was top down to first person. Like and so just basically taking that concept and nodding to it and doing it again, but doing it in From Software's way, and love Elden Ring, love it. Even though like I'll sit there and I'll get mad at it sometimes, and I'll be like, screw this game, I love it. Who doesn't do that? If you don't do that, I feel like you're one of those freak of natures that has infinite patience, or which there's a couple of people on the planet that do. Penguin Zero, Charlie, he's got some pretty infinite patience. But few and far between. Most of us are going to sit there and start yelling at the screen. So, that's why I always talk about games that are designed to frustrate you instead of having better mechanics. You know what I mean? Because they know flat out what they're doing. Instead of being smart about a mechanic, they're just frustrating you on purpose, and then calling it difficulty, and then they attach like a Souls-like tag to it on the frickin' Steam store. And it's like, it doesn't make it Souls-like. Stop that. I do now understand why, like, the charm of the difficulty of Souls games and why you can't duplicate it. I get it now. It took me a while, but I get it now. I never really seriously played those games before, though. I just had to have time to understand it. I mean, Aspen was right, as it usually is. The more you know. With From games. Actually, it's very similar to Bethesda, what they did with Fallout. Very similar. The more you know about the game, going into it, obviously. I mean, like, because there's a lot of just non-instruction, just figure it out sort of stuff. So, like, the more you can figure out about the game quicker, obviously, the better off you are. And you won't sort of kind of wonder what the heck you're doing. And in my opinion, with Elden Ring, that's where, like, in my opinion, it's a lot easier than, like, alright, trying to remember that one game. Was it Shadow of the Colossus? There was another game that was sort of like Darksiders, kind of. And it was just really annoyingly difficult, but not because the combat was difficult and game mechanics were good. It was annoyingly difficult because you'd be halted by some stupid-ass puzzle. And I'm like, come on, like, if I want to play a puzzle game, like, I understand some people like this. I don't. I can't stand it. I want to hack and slash things. I want to build a build. I want to make a system. I want to see things die because I did it. Because put some things together and I RPG'd this. I don't want to run into a puzzle too. So, I guess if I was playing a game like that, like a survival aspect, sure. I'll expect puzzles. I'll just expect it. But why is this implicitly, like, are there puzzles in Dark Souls games? Not really. There are hidden quests, and that's what they call them. They're not puzzles. This is what these games don't understand. They try to do these things that Dark Souls do, and they just do it wrong. It's not a puzzle. It's a hidden quest. Stop doing puzzles. People can't stand it. I can't stand it. And again, the point to reiterate to you is I'm pretty reasonable when it comes to games. I'll just put a game down and not play it if I don't like it anymore. I genuinely like these games. And again, want to play them more, but you have to give me reasons to play them more. Or I'm just going to leave it behind. World of Warcraft, I don't even know what my playtime is, but I mean, clearly it's in the thousands, clearly. And it's my most played game. And I keep going back to it over the years for the simple reason that they give me a ton of reasons to play the game. There's so much to do. And all of it's fun. If none of it was fun, if some of it stopped being fun, I'd stop playing the game. And that's why I stopped. Sometimes dungeons are a pain in the ass. Sometimes battlegrounds are a pain in the ass. Sometimes simply traversing the world is a pain in the ass. So I stopped playing the game. That's it. Like, if you make basic things in the game not fun to do, I'm just gonna stop playing the game. It's literally that simple. And this was World of Warcraft so many freaking times. So many times they would change basic things about the game. And I'm like, where was that fucking portal again? Oh, that's right. It's next to this little damn tent in this little town. I remember there was these people that were acting like I should have known that this one mount that you buy was obscurely in Kunai Summit at this one little vendor at this little fucking town next to this little fucking hut. And, like, these people acted like I should have just known this. Like, this is what Asmund doesn't get. Like, he is very good at this game, and these people know these things. They just know it. Do you know how fucking big World of Warcraft is? Do you know how large this map is and how many NPCs there are, many towns, how much stuff is in that game? And you're telling me that I should have just, yep, alright, you're right, I'm sorry. My bad. So anyway, I digress on that, but the point is, it's not, a game isn't difficulty, again, by doing puzzles, by throwing puzzles. Well, it is, but my point is, like, that's not fun for that game. You know what I mean? Like, I expect it in a survival aspect. I don't expect it in a hack and slash. Why are you doing that? That's annoying. They're two different genres that two different types of people play. And granted, some days when I'm organized, I got all the time in the world, I feel alright, sure, I'll take a challenge, I'll puzzle a bit. But most of the time I want to relax, man. I really don't want to have a tough time. I don't. I do not want a tough time when I'm gaming most of the time. Doesn't mean that I don't want a challenge. It's not what that means. It just means that I don't want to figure things out. I don't want to use this. I want to relax this and use this. Does that make sense? Hello. Got a My Hero. Fan. So, I need to finish that show. I only got so far. That's my hero, right? I only got so far, so. What's up? Okay. Oh, I need to. I need sugar. Sugar, no cream. Any of y'all use raw cane sugar? Highly recommend. You know why? Certain sugar companies, certain Shabbat Shalom. I don't know how to say that. Certain sugar companies, if you don't know, by the way, welcome Zombie 735. Yeah. Certain sugar companies that mass produce white sugar, the white sugar, they put additives. And I started finding chunks of white floating in my coffee. All I was doing was adding sugar. Domino sugar. And I kept reporting it. Alright, thanks for stopping. Kept reporting it. Nothing happened. Started picking up on the fact they were doing it on purpose. For the weight. So, I started buying raw cane sugar after that. And I suggest you do the same. Because apparently, this country doesn't have regulations on random additives, chunks of white, inexplicable little pieces of white that conveniently are giant chunks of not sugar in my sugar. So, buy raw cane sugar. No, that's real. I didn't seriously, and it had happened for like years. In the plastic container, in the paper bag, doesn't matter. The only thing I think it's not in is those little packets, those little sugar packets. So they know they're doing it. Because I've never seen it in those little sugar packets. Because it would be so obvious. There'd be like a giant chunk in there. It'd be like, what the fuck is this? It'd be so... They know they're doing it. It's so obvious. And because I reported it... I gotta hear that shit. Florida crystals. Raw cane sugar. Did you know sugar's not white? Why are you putting white sugar in your coffee? What? And again, why is anybody eating white bread anymore either? I actually try not to, but I'll admit, when I need to like use bread, some of the only best bread out there is that artisano, the Sara Lee, because of how thick and the consistency of it. That is any chef wants that. So that's the point. Like, unfortunately, the good bread is white. This is why. Like we need better like whole wheat bread. Seriously, like. Just bread shouldn't be white, because flour shouldn't be white. It's that way because we've wanted it that way. It's bleached. Did you know that? It even says it right on there. It shouldn't be white. I'm not trying to be like libtard or anything like that. I know you guys love that word, but I can't. I mean, like, I don't call people out or anything like that. I was just trying to, like, be reasonable. I understand that's what it sounds like, but, it's not. I'm just being honest with you. It's the truth of the fact. There's giant chunks of white. Go buy some Domino sugar, dump it out, and see what happens. Probably find some chunks of white. And again, not sugar. Just inexplicable substance. I feel like a university should do it. Yeah, because then you can test it. You can see what the additives is. Or, excuse me. I think Franklin and Marshall should randomly test. They should. And they should pick up 10 bags of sugar, take them to a lab, and see if there's additives. I bet you there is. It's just another one of those brands people implicitly trust and they don't question. What happens when we start to do that? Yeah. As soon as a regulation is imposed, suddenly that company gets hit. So, again, that company is the one, you see the packets everywhere. So the way they're getting away with it is they don't put the additives in the packets. That's how they're getting away with it. It's that simple. I've given you the information. Again, I've bought these packages at local grocery stores. It's not like... So, like, I bought them online. I don't do that. That's weird. Who buys that? Who does that, by the way? It's not a good idea. So I love Yetis. This is pretty much the best thermos product on the market. I think it is the best thermos product on the market. I don't actually know of any others that are better, to be honest with you. Like, I'll be honest with you. I truthfully believe that. And I particularly like this one. So it has the mouthpiece attachment, which you can screw on the top. That's great for work. You can take this to work. You got this. No lie, this thing will still be relatively hot at the end of the day. Seriously. Yeah, and mind your throat. Mind your throat, because I really seriously the first day I had it really messed up my throat. Really messed up my throat because I forgot how hot it was gonna be by like 2 hours later, and it was still like the same heat. And so you just be careful. Just remember, it is still very hot. And just do that. But yeah, this is you know, we got our Yeti products there. Quality stuff. I have to see what I did with my sticker. You get a sticker with each Yeti product you get. I like to slap them on things. I wonder what I did with my last one. I like to slap stickers on things. Because I had one previously. I actually had three Yeti products. I had a little tumbler, and I had another one of these. I don't have the slightest clue of what happened to the other one of these. The tumbler has seen better days and was time. This is my fairly new one that I got, and it's really nice. They do carry a little bit of a hefty price, a little bit, but I do think it's worth it because, again, this is the best thermos I've ever used. It will be hot like 6 hours from now. No joke. Hot. So, and again, they have multiple products. You don't have to just get this. You can get the tumbler. You get the little one. You get this is actually the second biggest one, and so you can still go even one up from this. I think this is 34 ounces, 28, 34, I don't remember. 26, 25, 26. Twenty-six ounces. So, the next one up's probably 34, something like that. So, that's a decent amount of coffee. And again, hot or cold. I think different ones are different, but most of them I think are hot or cold. And it's all quality stuff. They have all different colors too. Literally, like they have dark blue, they have this blue, they have black, they have white, they have pink, they have green. Seriously. I think they have orange. Yeah, and I like what I like about this too is it's a minimalist design. So even minimalists want to buy it because it's just very simplistic in design. Does that make sense? It's perfect for minimalists. And again, this just screws right off the top. It's a little hot for me to drink at the moment. But now we've got that. So, anyway. Elden Ring is like top notch, but I like some of these other games I'm playing on PlayStation. I just haven't really gone back to them quite yet. Astrobot's fun. Astrobot is fun. I need to go back to that. And again, I did start playing. You guys know I have Dark Souls 3 on a PC. And so obviously I was playing that quite a bit on there. But I started another save on my PS5 just because I wanted to see how the PS4 version would run. And yeah, it's pretty good. It's not bad. I mean, it looks amazing on PC. It does. I'll admit Elden Ring looks really good on PC too. I was super surprised by that. I was like, I couldn't believe how well optimized that. I just can't. It's so well optimized. I gotta be honest with you. I love Hogwarts Legacy. Love it. They worked hard. I think they did. I think they worked hard to try to get that. Just something about the coding or however it was done. Like, you see a perfect example of a game with a map of similar size. Not similar size to Elden Ring, I think. I think there's a similar. I think Elden Ring is still bigger, but Hogwarts Legacy has a very massive open. You would be surprised, I think. And it had quite a bit of problems for many years as they slowly smoothed this out. And I don't know about Elden Ring on PC, but I'll tell you one thing. Didn't they come out around the same time? If anything, I think Elden Ring came out after, right? So they're comparable as far as performance is concerned. And one runs significantly better than the other. And which one do you think that is? So, I love Hogwarts Legacy. Don't get me wrong, I love the game, but you do see a massive difference, and part of this is what I talked about with so going simple. Now I get it. Harry Potter trying to do a game with that world. Everything needs to be magic. Everything needs to be moving. There needs to be animations, yada yada yada. With Elden Ring, you see some fucking cool scenery, some awesome music, and you're set. So there's a lot less going on. You just run around, and there's a lot less to optimize and text. It's basically just optimizing textures and making sure everything is the same value. With Hogwarts Legacy, you have like individual animations floating around, different people doing different things. You have to individually separate somehow, readjust, add back in, and then see how it works, and then also then see how it works on different systems to properly optimize something. It takes so long to do. It's so time consuming and costly. And this is why optimization is an issue. This is why, for the life of me, I don't understand why companies fight content creators that sit here and literally offer it to them for frickin' free. You know, like they fight it tooth and nail because you're talking bad about their game, their precious game. Meanwhile, Jedi Survivor is a huge pile of shit. Meanwhile, nobody's playing this game because it's a huge pile of shit. Because it wasn't optimized properly, because nobody can play it, and half of your audience now hates the franchise. Because again, you classically had excellent games. Even that newer Battlefront 2 was trash when it came out, and then they fixed the problems. Survivor? No. Game runs like shit. Runs like shit on the fucking Series X too. Yeah, I checked it out. It actually does. It's really not that much. Like, some things are different, obviously, because console versus PC, you have HDR, and I always said that's what those assholes were relying on. They were literally just sitting there, gonna just pump every game out at 30 FPS and expect people to be happy with that, and then just get HDR devices, everything. That's such a half-assed way to do something. No. Technology is expanding, so therefore go backwards? No. That's what they did with Jedi Survivor. And then, last minute, here's what they did. Remember? I'll remind you what they did, because you won't remember. Last minute, as ray tracing was coming out, and Cyberpunk was out for a while now, so it was optimized properly for it. Everybody saw how good that looked. It was like, holy shit, everyone's playing Cyberpunk. Nobody's going to play anything else. So they added ray tracing into the game. They were like, well, we got to add ray tracing. Other games have it, we have to have it. And we knew it was a disaster. They added it last minute. Ray tracing wasn't even ready for anything. Cyberpunk was one of the only things that could handle it because it was a well-optimized game, well-oiled machine. And remember, that's what actually made the game run really fucking good for a little bit. Like, really, really good. Until they launched Liberty City. Not Liberty City. Phantom Liberty, I'm sorry. Liberty City. Phantom Liberty, I apologize. Right up until they launched Phantom Liberty, and then Phantom Liberty came out, and it was a huge optimization disaster. You have sounds playing at a time, crashing the game. Sounds were crashing the game. Sounds. I still drive through Dogtown and have sound glitches. Stuttering glitches. They can't... Literally, there's too many textures on top of each other. Guarantee it. You know that spot, like, in the middle of Dogtown, right when after the the checkpoint and stuff like that right there in the middle of the intersection. There are a whole bunch of objects there. There's just a lot of stuff on top of itself. I guarantee you there's like one fucking object sticking up out of the ground that's like invisible or something like that. Every time you drive through there, your person hits it. And it causes all these like stuttering glitches. I guarantee you it's like something like that. Where it's like clipping through the ground and they just won't fucking fix it. You ever been driving through there and then like just like suddenly go flying off your bike for no reason whatsoever, or your car flips through the air? Have you ever had that happen? That's what it is now. Now, I haven't had that happen. I've had other things happen that would indicate a clipping glitch. And again, when I can identify this as a gamer or just a streamer, what the fuck? I'm not a developer. You guys are. That's messed up. I even saw the one content creator acknowledge that you got locked into the checkpoint to Dogtown. Do you remember the glitches that we had? Yeah, I had an endless glitch where I got locked into a save loop. And yeah, I didn't have any type of wanted level. It just randomly happened. You know how the police system wasn't working? I just randomly got a wanted level and then got trapped in that, like a content creator pointed out. It would be disaster if that happened. That happened to me. So if you're watching, that actually did happen to me. And yeah, it caused a save loop. I had to revert to a previous save to before that. I wasn't happy. Because literally I wasn't wanted or anything. I was just leaving Dogtown. And randomly they all just closed in, started attacking me, and I just had a wanted level. It's just like instant death, basically. Pretty much instant death, pretty much. There was I was actually trying to muddle through it to see if I could break the glitch. I almost did. I was really close, but it wasn't worth it. I'm sure I could probably do it, but it wasn't worth it. It is pretty like once you level up in that game, it's pretty easy to just be stupid OP and have fun with it. That's what I like about it. All the mods that you can do. I like the wrist mod. It's similar to a Spider-Man thing, but you're not like shooting web. It's just similar to a Spider-Man thing because it comes right out your wrist. But it's like a whip, and it's extremely effective. I love it. But yeah, anyway, when you can sit and you can compare games that come out around the same time, like, and you see essentially what's happening in the games that aren't being optimized. I mean, recognize when a game's trying to do too much. Recognize when you needed it to be like, I get it. We want this game, it's time to do it, but was it ready? Or did you need to spend a few more years in development? I don't know. Maybe. But does it take too long to come out? Is it too much of a money hole then? Is that the idea? I will tell you on launch, my experience was ruined with Hogwarts Legacy. Now, as a PC player, with PlayStation, I heard that it ran just fine. There wasn't any problems. I actually saw evidence of that. And you guys know I have it on PlayStation 4 too, right? Like, I actually do own it. So like, I saw evidence of that. Like, it ran fine on PlayStation, but I wanted to play it on PC. I don't want to play that game with a fucking controller. It's an RPG, man. I actually didn't even want to play Fallout with a controller. Yeah, but I had to at the time. So, yeah, I want to play that stuff with a keyboard and mouse. It makes sense. It was easy to see that it just wasn't ready for PC and wasn't optimized for Windows very well. And thus we have our issue. Windows is coded very poorly. Period. End of discussion. If anybody says that or talks about it, Microsoft goes on a tirade of trying to like make sure that you don't think this. I don't understand why they're trying to pretend like it's not the case anymore. And why do like all these people always come out of nowhere to defend Microsoft, the company that's clearly owns everything, clearly taking advantage, clearly buying more? You know they own LinkedIn, right? They have all your private and personal information. Microsoft, and again, they own everything. They bought Activision Blizzard. They own everything. They're responsible for all these failed updates and all this shit not working all the time. Literally all the time. And they could just fix it. So why don't they? That's where you have to question. What's Microsoft doing there? And remember what we sort of discovered about Microsoft. It's not really a conspiracy. Like, if you can prove that a certain organization is, like government organization is kind of behind the scenes doing things. Yeah, I mean they are then. They are. They're not gonna try to hide it. That's the point. Like, it is what it is. You found out, you know. And so I don't know if they sort of absorbed that because it's a risk. You know, everybody's on that system or whatever. But I gotta be honest with you. I do fully believe it's a matter of national security for the National Security Agency to have control over Microsoft. Does that make sense? Or any type of control, any type of pull or anything. Not that they control day to day. I'm just saying, like, behind the scenes. You know, like, they just sort of mess around with it. Because they do. Like, we talked about this before. Like, not conspiracy stuff. Just stuff that really is happening. And they're doing it probably for a reason. And that's okay. You know, I'm sure it's probably for a reason. But the question becomes, like, why? And why is nobody talking about it? Why is there just like this one person that kind of knows and researched it and found out and thinks it's a real big issue, but nobody else is paying attention? And why do they go to great lengths to harass people that do talk about it? I mean, I clearly was harassed following that a lot. Now, I'm not actually talking about the little pipsqueak that comes in here with his alts and stuff. I'm not talking about that guy. I'm talking about like real issues. I'm talking about the things that guy's making fun of that he doesn't realize is actually happening. Like, I'm talking about the actual, like, real things that are actually happening, and not the little pipsqueak that just steals content. I'm not talking about. He doesn't matter. I'm talking about, you know, the things that are actually happening here. And you know, that did happen. These things actually are happening. You know, I have evidence of you know, months go by where Windows doesn't update, says it is updated, yet my virus software, the professional, full paid-for version of the virus software, the very good virus software, that's top-rated. It's like the one of the, like, top 5, basically, and it's like alerting all the time that Windows ain't updated. And months go by. Doesn't update, doesn't update, doesn't update, doesn't update, doesn't update, doesn't update, doesn't update. And virus software considers this a security threat, yet Windows says it is updated. Even though I can go to their update, see the version number doesn't match. And if I update it manually, if I do it myself, it'll randomly restart the next day, somewhere in the day. It'll randomly restart, reinstall the broken update that it was already using. Kind of like all the other things that are breaking, like my YouTube app and my Xbox. So the question becomes, why are they harassing people? Why? That becomes the question. And I think also then the follow-up is, who's next? Yeah. That'd be the follow-up. They're seeing how far they can take this. That's all that anybody's doing. We're seeing how far they can take it. How much they can actually get away with. That's what they're doing. It's kind of amusing how all the evil people of the world are triggered by me. Isn't that amusing? Like, all I gotta do is come on here and say some stuff that pisses people off, and these evil people come out of nowhere and they do things, they retaliate, and they're so triggered. And all I'm doing is talking about some stuff. That's it. I'm talking about some stuff. In my opinion, what I say affects all these people so much that they do all these evil things. That's it. And then you see evil, organized evil. You see people actually join together to do more evil, to make fun of somebody or to put them down. That's pretty insane, man. You know what I mean? I think it's personally pretty insane. I might make a hot dog. I could go for a hot dog. Hot dog? Yeah, maybe. Pretzel or hot dog? Choices. Choices. Pretzel or hot dog? I'm gonna need that coffee here soon. This energy drinks is not coming. I'm gonna need all that coffee. Get your food all over the floor, cat. Man. Dropped it. Okay. Yeah, it was bothering me. I was like sitting here. I was like, oh man, there's more. There's more. Like, look, because I know I showed you guys this before, but like, I just like I did fix it, but like, it just doesn't take long for them to scatter more. Look at this. So like, it looks fine now, right? But it doesn't take long. You know what I mean? Like, they're just gonna scatter more on the floor. So like, I was like sitting here just like staring at cat food. I was like, I gotta do something about that. No, I gotta get the other vacuum out and finish up at some point. But I'm glad I have the other one to just grab and vacuum up here and there as I need to, because like that's annoying, like to just get the whole vacuum out every time. I like to just keep up on it here and there. That's why I'm glad I have the other handheld now. I can just like grab it and vacuum a little bit. That's the thing. That's why that thing's leaning up in the corner over there, because I can just grab that and just vacuum up with it a little bit. The thing leaning up in the corner. That's my other keyboard. It's just laying there. You guys you can use the other keyboard, it's just laying there. It's just laying there. And that picture is laying back there because it kept falling down, so I have to... Well, like, the funny thing is, like, my other one's fine now. See, my other big one up there is fine now. So I just gotta mount it properly. It's literally that simple. Chill stream. You know, you guys know I used that lava lamp for my background thing, right? That video I did, I just used that lava lamp right there. Yeah, that one. Bam. That's the one I used. Look at how cloudy the other one got. The other one got cloudy, didn't it? Can you get cloudy? Isn't that dumb how it does that? It's like impossible to... There we go. She actually just ate before I started this. She just ate. Precious. Well, we gotta do a stream yet. So we're gonna go do a stream. Probably. And I'll see you guys then. Thanks so much.